Happy New Year! Can you believe we actually made it? It is officially 2026. Welcome back to another episode of In Studio with Max and Mickey. I am honestly so pumped to get this year started, mostly because the tech world didn't take a holiday break.
No, it definitely did not. And it feels good to be back behind the mic. We aren't just starting the year with, those usual empty resolutions to hit the gym more.
Oh, absolutely not. We are kicking off with a really significant announcement in the lending space. We are looking at the launch of the 2026 version of Max Money, which has been officially named NovaMesh.
NovaMesh. I know it sounds a little bit sci-fi at first.
Yeah, like something straight out of a space opera. But before we get carried away with how sleek the name sounds, I need to know what this actually means for you, the person sitting at the desk. Is this a total reinvention?
That is the big fear, right? But no, this is more of an evolution than a revolution.
Which is good, because reinvention is usually just code for you have to relearn everything from scratch.
Exactly. And that is actually the best case scenario here. Think of it as a massive step forward in terms of architecture. It is built on a modern cloud-native foundation now, but they haven't sacrificed the muscle memory that teams rely on.
Okay, let's unpack the branding a bit first, just to get it out of the way. Why NovaMesh? Is it just, marketing fluff?
It is surprisingly thoughtful, actually. It breaks down into two core principles. Nova represents that forward movement, the renewed energy of a fresh version.
Right.
And mesh refers to the interconnected structure of the ecosystem itself, how people, processes, and compliance systems are all linked up.
All right, I will buy that. Yeah. It signals the system's getting smarter. Now, looking at the notes on the visual refresh, if you log in this morning to approve a loan, are you going to be totally lost trying to find the loan capture button?
That is the most critical point. The interface has been refined with a cleaner layout and a much better visual hierarchy, but the actual workflows, they are exactly the same.
So the loan capture, affordability assessments, and compliance checks are all right where you left them.
Precisely. If you knew how to do it in 2025, you know how to do it in NovaMesh. The goal is comfort and efficiency, not relearning the system. Plus, with that modern cloud-native backbone we mentioned, it performs incredibly well.
Faster and familiar, I like it. And speaking of familiar, it is great to be back here in studio tracking these updates for you. Let's get into the new modules, though. I saw there was a functional expansion specifically for Namibia.
Yes, the new laybys module. And honestly, this solves a massive headache for lenders.
Walk us through the headache. Because tracking installment voice products manually was just a nightmare.
A total nightmare. Picture juggling manual spreadsheets, trying to track deposits, balances, arrears, and payment dates, all by hand.
A complete recipe for human error.
Exactly. NovaMesh automatically records all of that to reduce errors. And here's the kicker, it integrates directly with Colexia for collections and recovery.
Wow, so if a payment is missed, the recovery process is already linked up and ready to go.
You got it. It keeps everything transparent and efficient.
And I also saw there are incremental enhancements to the MAXAPP too.
Yes, mostly focusing on system responsiveness. When you are managing loans on mobile, real time really needs to mean real time.
So it sounds like the big picture here is that NovaMesh isn't a structural teardown. It is more of a strategic reinforcement.
That is a great way to summarize it. The core pillars, your compliance foundations, real-time processing, and KYC workflows remain totally stable.
It is really just about being positioned for speed and flexibility while keeping the system stable.
While keeping what already works, it perfectly matches their slogan for this upgrade. Innovate, collaborate, elevate.
Innovate, collaborate, elevate. That is a solid ethos to start the year with. And it wraps up our first episode of 2026.
It definitely does.
Before we sign off, though, I want to leave you with a thought. With these systems becoming so fast and invisible, how will that change the human conversations you have with your borrowers? Something to mull over.
A very interesting thing to consider.
Thanks for joining us in studio. Be sure to subscribe to the In Studio podcast on Spotify and YouTube so you never miss an update. See you next time.
See you then.